Here's a quick look at the box for Batman Western World. As you can see, we got Batman, we got a Batarang, we got the Hockey Puck stand. I mean, you guys know the drill now for these DC Multiverse figures. So this is from, I guess, Batman Superman Archive of Worlds. I have no idea what that comic is, but it's Cowboy Batman. He's gallivanting there with Superman. I don't know what is going on. It looks like there's some, I don't know, robots or some other kind of weird people on horses chasing them. I don't know. I don't care what the source material is. This is just the goofy kind of wacky stuff that I love, that I think is going to be great. So yeah, let's open him up. All right, and here is a look at the outlaw himself. Yeah, Cowboy Batman. I imagine he's an outlaw, right? Batman in the Wild West, he's got to be an outlaw. Yeah, I imagine the authorities will not take too kindly to him. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna stop trying to do a Western cowboy accent here, just to save you all. Yeah, this, he looks really good. A lot of fun. Let's turn up the light here. The trench coat is a very thin material, much thinner than I thought, which I don't mind. I know some people were saying this should have been sculpted plastic. I think it's fine, you know. I assume this is the same one that came with Jonah Hex. And it works, you know. Let's look at the accessories first, though. He's got this trading card, as always, that they come with a little write-up bio. To thwart the apocalypse cascading across multiple realities, Batman and Superman must join forces with their counterparts and sojourn to strange lands. The world of the night and the world of tomorrow are not the only two creations. Crafted by the sinister auteur.io, and this nefarious cybernetic despot is hell-bent on at last crafting his own twisted notion of utopia. I got no idea what that means. That doesn't explain why he's in the Wild West to me, but hey. Yeah, you know, he looks pretty good. He holds his hat pretty nice there. He's got kind of this interesting painted-on bat logo. I don't know if it's the same body and everything as Jonah Hex. I didn't get Jonah Hex. Just moving down the figure, he's got a nice gold belt buckle there. Holds his Batarang nicely. Some of McFarlane's Batarangs tend to be way too big for the figures. This one is actually a nice size, and I think to scale. And look, he's even got, well, I don't know. Are those cowboy boots? Those aren't really cowboy boots. They kind of look more like dress shoes to me. I think would have been cool if he had the little spurs on the back of the cowboy boots, you know, and maybe even a little bat-shaped spurs. That would have been fun. But yeah, they kind of more look like pirate boots to me, not really cowboy boots. Just get a closer look at the face there. The hat is sculpted on. It's not removable. If you were wondering or thinking of removing the hat, you can't. But yeah, this I like this kind of, you know, pulling the hat down look there. Looks very cool, very Batman. The thing I am most excited for is to finally use this gun. This gun came all the way back with, I believe, the very first, I think, McFarlane's weapon pack. And as soon as they made this, I knew they were going to make a Cowboy Batman figure, because look at this. This is a old-timey bat pistol. It's kind of a steampunk thing. It's got a little bat wing, you know, to pull back there. It's got the little bat wing on the side. This, I was like, okay, there's got to be a Batman figure coming to use it, and I'm pretty sure it's Cowboy Batman. I mean, unless they make a pirate Batman, which would be really cool too. I guess this could kind of be a pirate pistol too, but to me it looks like an old West pistol. So this is honestly the whole reason I got this figure, was to finally be able to hold this gun. So God, moment of truth, let's see if he can do it. Yes, he can hold the gun, even though the gun is of a ridiculous size. Yeah, you know, the gun's a little bit big for him, but it fits. The gun does fit, and he can hold it, and it looks pretty darn cool, if I say so myself. Yeah, this is going to be my definitive pose for this figure. That is freaking cool. Hell yeah. So let's go over some articulation. I guess, yeah, you probably could take the jacket off. Yeah, you definitely could. And I'm just going to leave it on for now. But he's got bicep swivels. He's got double jointed elbows. All the kind of usual stuff you would expect from McFarlane now. You know, cut along here in the abdomen. Waist turns. He's actually got thigh cuts, which is kind of uncommon for McFarlane figures, but yes, he has a thigh cut, so that's cool. Double jointed elbow, or sorry, knees, you know, they go all the way back. Ankle, well, he's got toe articulation, and he's got not a lot of ankle, you know, it's kind of limited by the boot. That's literally like, that's all it does. It goes there, and it goes there. It goes, this one, it goes down, and it goes up. That's it. That's all you get. But hey, you know, that's why they give you hockey puck stands so that they can actually stand up. Boom, freeze, partner. Hold it right there. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. You know, he poses well enough to get him in one of these kind of poses, right? Whether you want him shooting, about to throw a batarang, you want him just looking mysterious. And the coat kind of flows nicely off him too, you know. It looks like, you know, there's not wired or anything, but you can kind of get it, you know, looking like it's blowing in the wind a little bit. So I like it. Honestly, I don't know. A lot of people were kind of like meh on this figure, but honestly, it just has that fun factor that I like. I like things that are different, that are fun. You know, it's Cowboy Batman. It doesn't have to make sense. You look at it and you immediately know what it is, you know, even if you don't know the source material, it's obvious what this guy is, and I love that. So yeah, you know, here's Cowboy Batman with a couple other, you know, crazy, wacky multiverse Batman, and I think he fits in perfectly with these guys. You know, we got the Caveman Batman, which was an excellent figure, beautiful sculpt on this guy. Gladiator Batman, which is also a super underrated figure. You know, Cowboy Batman, I think he kind of joins the ranks here. I love the idea of collecting, you know, having a collection of a bunch of these different kind of multiverse Batman. This is why I bought this guy, you know. I'm super happy with how he looks. There's a lot of fun factor here. But yeah, that's going to do it for my review. I really like this guy. I really hope they make a pirate Batman. Maybe give us a samurai Batman. Let's keep this whole multiverse Batman thing going.